This is Afton Scientific. It's where my wife has worked for the last 16 years. They do important work. This is a story about that. And Filti, but more on that later.
My name is Tom Thorpe. I'm CEO of Afton Scientific. We are a contract manufacturer of sterile injectable drugs used for clinical trials and small batches of orphan drugs. We're essentially small pharma. We make batches that are 500 to 15,000 units, suitable for first-in-human drug trials and also for orphan drugs, drugs that are used for patients with very rare diseases.
I'm Jessica Walker. I am the Director of Quality Assurance.
And what is your relation to William Walker?
I married him.
Do you feel that Afton Scientific is important in the fight against COVID?
Since COVID started happening, we've seen a huge surge in purchasing of our empty vials. We have a lot of customers, clients out there who are actively working on a COVID vaccine or some other type of product that might help with the symptoms of COVID. And we even have clients who have an existing drug product that's already approved for, say, one application that they think that they might be able to use it in a COVID application.
What is your role at Afton Scientific?
So I'm the head of quality assurance. Quality assurance, or QA in the pharmaceutical world, is responsible for global oversight of the quality of the products being manufactured in that facility. So that's everything from start to end. So if we are purchasing critical materials, we will go audit those facilities, make sure they're meeting their quality requirements. I have oversight here in terms of quality related issues. If there's something that happens on the production floor, they're required to, notify QA, and we make decisions from there about how we'll proceed. And then ultimately the entire manufacturing package, everything that was written down about manufacturing that drug product comes to QA. We review it. We also review any of the test results related to the product. And then we are responsible for authorizing it to ship. So nothing leaves the building without my group's authorization for it.
David Pereira. I am the Chief Operating Officer.
What does Afton Scientific do?
We do two things. One, manufacture sterile injectable products that could be imaging agents to vaccines to a wide variety of therapeutics. And another is provide pre-sterilized components, the primary packaging components, to universities, hospitals, large pharma, small pharma, so that they can develop their own products in-house. Definitely seen an impact on the business. We have a lot of clients, upwards of 20 that are working on COVID-related items, whether it be existing products in their pipeline or new products that they're looking to see that may be able to combat or treat the virus. So our volumes have picked up quite a bit. A lot of our product stock levels are going low. We're doing everything we can to increase shifts, increase capacity, and keep these guys stocked and moving things forward.
And what changes have you implemented since the COVID crisis started?
Well, we have a lot of controls on personnel, which creates another challenge. It's not a challenge in business. It's a challenge in, it's a personal challenge. It's a professional challenge of working with masks, taking our temperatures multiple times a day, protecting each other, respecting each other's space. A lot more electronic communication is going on, emails, phones, other systems, sanitization multiple times a day, limiting communal spaces, those kinds of things. Anywhere where there's close contact operations, the focus is on sanitization and space.
Do you feel that Afton Scientific is very important in the fight against COVID?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the fight, obviously through the front lines, they're the most likely, people to be impacted directly. But the supply chain starts with, people manufacturing, PPE, all the way through people manufacturing the components, to manufacturing the drug, to testing the drugs, to supplying the drugs, the entire cold chain or supply chain. It all matters, and we all have to be active. We all have to be part of the fight.
So, what could I do to help? I was contacted by Filti, an HVAC furnace filter manufacturer with a patent-pending nanofiber material. Then COVID happened. To help with the fight, Filti transitioned their entire manufacturing facility to produce material for face masks. The material has an efficiency rating of up to 95%, which is far more effective than cotton on submicron particles. They are working around the clock to keep up stock, and they are offering it to consumers at cost. They asked if I could help spread the word, and with my skill set and my wife and her company doing what they can, I said, of course. These rectangles are 14 by 8 inches. Wood, MDF, cardboard, they all make good template material. Once I have a piece cut, I fold it in half with the show face on the inside of the fold. Next, I dust off my seamster skills and sew the seam a few inches forward and back, then forward again. I move to the end of the seam and sew the last few inches the same way, leaving the center of the seam unstitched. This is to make the filter pocket. The next step is to add a nose wire if you are so inclined, and this step is optional. I iron the seam flat to keep it tidy, then turn the sleeve show side out. I sewed a seam across what will be the top of the mask to fit a nose wire in. I was trying to use what I had, so I grabbed a piece of 14 gauge electric wire and I folded over the edges to make them less pokey. The electric wire is a bit stiff though. I've read a lot of people are using pipe cleaners, lead-free solder, twist ties, or jewelry wire. Use what's available to you. I stitched the wire in place, then flipped it inside out again. I was lucky to find some elastic locally, but I'm also making these with cording for people that want to tie them on. I've also made straps with scrap fabric. The steps are the same. I cut some elastic to 7 inches, although I think they might need to be a little longer. I've got an abnormally large head though, so it's hard to say. I formed my elastic in a C shape and tucked into the corners of the mask and sewed a seam down the edges. I turned the mask back right side out, folded some pleats and pinned them, and made my last 2 seams along the edges, making sure my pleats were pointed down from the top of the mask to not make a trough for germs. I cut some of the Filti material to around 3 by 5 inches and inserted it into the filter pocket. I should note that this material does have an outside and an inside, so pay attention to that as you insert it. The small package of material is around $30 US and can make enough for 50 to 80 masks. Alright guys, so that's it. A quick and easy little sewing project. I am going to make a bunch more of these. I'm actually going to make the elastic straps a little bit longer. It could just be because I have a big head. They might fit other people better, but it's got the nose wire in it, and it's got the pleats so it covers your whole face, and the filter pocket with the Filti material in it. It makes a more stylish way to stay safe if you have to go out. Huge thanks to Filti for everything that they're doing. One disclaimer is that this does not replace the N95 masks. I'll put some data below where you can find out more about them. They're offering their material at cost, and they also gave me a discount code for you guys to use. I'll just put that in the description as well, and that'll get you 10% off of cost, so it'll actually be below cost. The small package of this makes between 50 and 80 masks or filters. It's companies like this that I love to work with. I usually try to keep everything within the woodworking realm, but this was just such a feel-good project that I agreed to do it, and I'm going to get back to making a bunch of these masks for me, my family, and Afton Scientific, where my wife works. They're doing their best to save the world right now. So until next time, guys, I'm Will Walker. This is the William Walker Company Project channel. I'll see you guys real soon. Thanks for watching. How has COVID affected our home life, and how has our life changed since the promise started?
You know, I don't think it's changed that much because I wanted the cantina done anyways, so now you have the excellent opportunity of not having to even get plans. So it's really working out well for me.
Do you think the kids being at home are, do you think the kids are being affected by not seeing their friends? Do you think your husband's being affected by having the kids at home?
Very much so, yes.
I don't think that people really understand how hard it is on the kids and on the parents watching those kids. Morgan gets sad for no reason, and she has picked up several imaginary friends